Those stories shortly, but first, health authorities are investigating claims a woman carrying the highly infectious UK strain of COVID-19 left quarantine at Brisbane's Grand Chancellor Hotel to accompany her father to hospital on Monday night. For more, let's go live to reporter Lexi Hamilton-Smith. Lexi, what can you tell us?
Well, Jess, this story broke this afternoon by a major media outlet. It was immediately then picked up by everyone on Twitter and repeated. We obviously have asked a lot of questions about whether it is true, because it would have been a significant breach if indeed it was. We have now been told, it's confirmed, that yes, she did go with the father in full PPE in an ambulance. She was very worried about him. He is still, I understand, in hospital being treated, and it was a compassionate decision. She was then brought back to the quarantine bubble in an ambulance, also in full PPE as health protocols require. So it is not true that other reporters have said that she was left on her own, came back under her own devices via an Uber or a taxi, and that staff there were stunned to see her arrive. So it's been made clear to the ABC that proper protocols were followed. Look, we do know with quarantine the rules are that you never leave the hotel room for 14 days, but this has been a very unusual event, and we need to stress too that the couple, father and daughter, did not know they were carrying the mutant strain on Monday night. They only found out, as certainly did the health authorities on Tuesday, that they were carrying that highly contagious COVID-19 strain, which of course then sparked the mass evacuation on Wednesday and the shutdown of the Hotel Chancellor. So at this point we have a lot of questions we want to put to the Chief Health Officer as well, but I think a lot more will unravel tomorrow. But at this stage we are told full health protocols were followed at all times.
Lexi Hamilton-Smith, thank you. Well, travellers returning from overseas could spend their 14 days quarantine in regional mining camps instead of city hotels. Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk has flagged the move in a bid to protect the community against the more infectious strain of COVID-19 recently detected at a Brisbane hotel. She's urging other states to do the same. Stephanie Zillman reports.
Billed as a home away from home, with all the creature comforts of top hotels.
Just crisp white linen and queen-size beds.
The ABC understands this mining camp, a short drive west of Gladstone in central Queensland, is a top contender to replace the city hotels as the state's quarantine frontline.
Some of these mining camps are 4-star. They are of a very good quality, high standard.
The breach at Brisbane's Hotel Grand Chancellor and the escape of the new, more contagious variant of COVID-19 has prompted the Premier's push. She wants all states to consider similar alternatives.
These are sensible, rational options. The Howard Springs works very well in the Northern Territory.
The Premier says she'll be raising the issue at National Cabinet. In Gladstone...
Oh, well, I'm not against it, put it that way.
I think that's a very good idea because it's, it's country, it's fresh air.
Health authorities say they're still none the wiser as to how the virus escaped the hotel room of an infected couple from the UK and was transmitted to a cleaner.
There is nothing that I have found that says that the cleaner did anything wrong.
The UK couple arrived on December 30th. The man tested positive on January the 2nd. He was taken to hospital the next day. The cleaner only worked one shift at the hotel, January the 2nd. The UK man's partner remained at the hotel. She didn't test positive until the 6th, the same day as the cleaner.
There is no way that the cleaner has gone into that room after that gentleman left. So they're all the facts, but the rest of the investigation still needs to be worked through by police.
The virus was later transmitted to a father and daughter on the same floor. The cleaner's partner also became infected. All 129 travellers are now at the Westin, a major logistical exercise that took until almost midnight.
The virus doesn't miraculously go through walls, so someone's not telling someone something, and we're the pawns that are paying the price.
Authorities are still trying to contact all 147 travellers who left the hotel shortly before the outbreak. They're being told to isolate, but some have gone interstate, others have left the country altogether. Stephanie Zillman, ABC News, Brisbane.
Residents who live at the Westin Hotel are concerned about how health authorities relocated the 129 guests from the Grand Chancellor. One resident says she was given no notice the guests were arriving and crossed paths with them in the hotel lobby. Rachel Rieger has the story.
The upper levels of the Westin Hotel house dozens of long-term residents. Among them is Isabel Forrest.
And this is the balcony.
The Westin has been used for hotel quarantine for returned overseas travellers during the pandemic.
Normally when buses come from the airport, everything is surrounded by police and by the army, and we are kept away from them.
Yesterday, it threw open its doors to the 129 travellers evacuated from the Grand Chancellor Hotel. But Miss Forrest says she's worried about how they were transported after she unwittingly crossed paths with guests as they were escorted through a shared entrance.
This time, people coming from the Grand Chancellor, they didn't follow the normal protocol. So I was literally 3 meters or less closer to these people that was getting off the ambulance.
Queensland Health disputes this, saying neither quarantine staff nor guests used common areas. The Chief Health Officer has also moved to allay any fears, saying all guests that were transferred to the Westin wore PPE and were tested before they were moved. She says those results will come back within 24 hours.
Every single person was treated as if they had an active infection.
Little comfort to those who call the Westin home.
These hotels have the facility to cater for them using different entrances, different using routes.
Rachel Rieger, ABC News, Brisbane.